Okay, this is our first after show, where we will talk about Tales of Dream and everything that happened. I wanted to start out with going around and talking a little bit about how you guys came up with your characters. Yeah, we'll start with, since it just popped up to the top, we'll start with Will.
This is a character idea that I've had for a little while. I wanted to make like a wizard that's also like a fighty boy. So we'll hopefully see a little bit of that at some point, but just because it's like a combination that you don't usually see a lot. And fun fact, the reason that I came up with the name was because the day that I made the Hero Forge mini, I rewatched the movie Saving Face, if you guys have seen that, but the main character's name is Wilhelmina. So that was why I picked the name.
I always love the name Lux, for sure. Do you want to share what your build is with your?
Yeah. I am a multi-class, two levels in wizard. She's a chronergy wizard, and then 1 level in fighter. So it's some fun stuff that I'm really excited to play with a little bit. Because I can never do like a full fighty build. I have to always have spell casting.
I feel you. I am the same way. I have never tried to play a martial class. I need my spells. I need them so much. Although I tried
it once, and I felt so useless outside of combat. I was like, "There's nothing I can do."
I was thinking the other day, like, what would be a barbarian or another that I would be interested in, and I finally realized that it's like, oh, if I do a barbarian that has like mental health issues, where it's like they start to have panic attacks and go into a mindless rage, I think I could do that, where I have to roll for bad situations. Next up, Issa, Jen, how did you come up with Issa?
So being that I'm still fairly new to D&D and have really only ever played one character for a while, I had many options available to me as far as what to create. And since I have had a really hard time making decisions sometimes, I use the lovely web and some lovely pre-made generators. And I kind of just like go through a lot of different little ideas, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool together. Oh, that one, I like that. And kind of just pieced her together that way and ended up with something I think will be really fun to play. And as I said, since I've only played a human bard, tiefling sorcerer is pretty different. So I'm very excited to explore some of the things I can do, like combat-wise, and even just role-playing, like as a tiefling. I feel like you can have a lot of fun with that. So I'm very excited.
Wonderful. What about Briar? How did you come up with that, Danielle?
Yeah, so I'm also relatively new to D&D. This is my like second character that I've really made. So yeah, I like started with like more like background stuff of like what kind of like person that I wanted to play. So I'm going for like middle child energy. I also just like realized in the middle of my I'm a god speech that I initially planned on playing Briar as insecure. So that's not happening anymore. I do felt cocky. So unfortunately that might be out of my wheelhouse. Yeah, but so I'm playing a half-elf druid, so it'll be interesting casting some spells. I'm kind of the healer of the group. But yeah, so I like mixing contradictions. So Briar's a healer, but she's also prickly and like not very nice at times, or at least like very impulsive to the point of being inconsiderate in some ways. So I like the idea of kind of like a grumpy, antisocial healer.
Love it. Yes. Yeah. Wonderful. How about Ellie, Charlotte?
So I wanted to play a rogue because I miss sneak attack, because I have another game where I'm not a rogue and I don't have sneak attack and it makes me sad. But I'm a soul knife rogue, and they have a lot of really cool stuff that I'm hoping that we get to play with, like telepathy and like some cool expertise things and stuff like that. So I'm really interested in that. And I wanted to sort of play a rogue that doesn't necessarily present as a rogue. So like from the outside, she kind of looks more like a bard, high charisma, high Like she can play an instrument, good at persuasion. Not that we really got to use that much this session, but like, and I wanted someone that didn't have a tragic backstory. So like, she's a good family life, which is nice. That was sort of the basis, and then it was like building out from there.
Yes, I hope we have a chance to see some of y'all's performances throughout the series.
Briar has pan flutes now. We have to have a jam session.
Yeah, it'll be good times. We'll make a band.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And how about Lucky?
So I had originally had a character concept for a campaign I didn't use that was sort of similar to Lucky. It was actually Harengon, like arcade trickster rogue. And I've actually never played a martial class before in anything besides like a one-shot here or there. I've always mained spellcasters or half-casters. And so I wanted to branch out and try something different. And then I sort of went really in-depth with his entire backstory and timeline. I have like pages of notes that I have written on him just because I enjoy character creation. But I sort of wanted to play with someone who's a little bit more like me, not as happy-go-lucky as some of my other characters that I've played, or someone that's just a little bit more questioning of things, because I thought that would be fun. And I also wanted to try and find a way to expand the range of characters I played. I've never played anyone besides someone who identifies with she/her program. Lucky is not happy-go-lucky. So yeah, and I really enjoy him, and I think he's really fun, and yeah.
Wonderful. And that actually leads me into a great second question. So what is your background with like role playing and stuff? And we'll go from the back to the front this time. So if you want to continue, Becca, with what your experience is.
Yeah, and actually, I forgot to mention, but if any of you are familiar with Swashbuckler Rogues, which is what I'm playing, and Harengon, I have a +10 to my initiative bonus. So that's always fun to know. And so it's my personal background, like playing tabletop games. Is that the question?
Yeah. What's your history with roleplay? If you wanted to, whatever you would like to mention for your experience.
Yeah. So I have a degree in theater. That's what I went to college for. So I really enjoy the roleplay aspect of tabletop games. I've been playing in them on and off since 2018. I started in D&D 5e. I played a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade. I have some experience in Pathfinder, not a lot of experience in Pathfinder, but a little bit of it. And I usually am a player. I've DM'd a couple of smaller games, but it's not something I have a lot of experience in, though I enjoyed it a lot.
Awesome. What about you, Charlotte?
I don't have a ton of experience. I have one campaign that I've been playing in person with 2 friends for, oh my god, years and years now. We're like level 18. We're nowhere close to done. It's not great.
Oh, wonderful. No, that's awesome.
Oh, it's great, but like we're gonna run out of levels. And then I have another campaign with Em and Danielle, which is like sort of the second main campaign I've been in. I've done like one shot, which went relatively okay. It was like a pre-written thing, but like that's been most of my experience. I've really enjoyed it so far. I've watched and listened to a lot of the podcasts and stuff. I find like I really like the mix of like the role play, but also like the strategy and the mechanics that go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you can do it to be fun and also like work well, which I find really cool. And then in terms of like other stuff, I mean, in terms of like sort of RPG cooperative stuff, probably like I played The Quiet Year, which I would highly recommend, which is like a cooperative like map drawing RPG game. Which
how did you like it? I've heard about it and it seems really interesting.
It is so much fun, especially with friends, and it goes like a different direction every time. Like we had one session where like we just ended up with like you get things that are like in excess and things that are scarce, and we ended with like scarcity of food and an excess of cults by the end of the session. But it's like tons of fun.
I've seen a couple campaigns now that like will start out with a session of a Quiet Year to like create the world. Everybody, because Quiet Year is, I believe, DM-less, so it's just like everybody working together to create the world, and then you can start your campaign in it afterwards. Very
Yeah, that's what I want to do next time because I'm probably going to be DMing next. My next like in-person thing, and I'm going to try and do that.
exciting. Yes, it really like a great advice for DMing is like let your players build the worlds. Like let them do absolutely as much as they can, and it will help you so much. Oh no, my mouse. Next up we have Danielle. What's your history with role playing and the like?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been like interested in the idea of D&D for a long time, but I recently got into it. I actually was like got started in a Wendy's campaign. I don't know if y'all have heard about this. This is still the funniest thing. But so Wendy's released like a whole like PDF with like a bunch of lore, and it's like a whole campaign that you can do. But then the pandemic happened so that I like wasn't meeting with my group. So we only got through like a couple months of it. And then we abruptly stopped. And then soon after that is when I started playing with M and Charlotte and B in that other campaign for the Witchlight Carnival. So yeah, but I'm enjoying myself a lot. I've always been like acting adjacent. Like it's far from like my life's passion or anything, but I like really enjoy this kind of stuff. So I'm having a grand old time over here.
Wonderful. Yes, we are playing B is DMing Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and it is a very good time. What about you, Jen?
Yes, so as far as, I mean, kind of as I mentioned before with role playing and stuff, still pretty new to Dungeons and Dragons. Was introduced to it by the lovely Em over here. And yeah, starting out, I was definitely pretty nervous about it. I still get nervous, but I really wanted to do it because I thought it would help to get me out of my comfort zone and to better, with like improv and stuff. And I find that like, although I get nervous in the beginning, like once we get going, I'm just like, I love it. I love just the improv, the dynamic between characters and dialogue and everything. And yeah, and then so with you, Em, we have the one campaign going, and as well as Amy and Bex in there too, which we're having, I think, a really good time with. I'm still very much enjoying that. And I actually, with some new friends that I have met out here, we are in the works of making up yet another little campaign. So I'm just like, hey, the more the merrier, like let's do this. And yeah, it's really fun. And I've always been, a super creative person, so I have a lot of fun not only with character creation as far as like appearance, but the backstory too. Like if I want to, I can go into like as much detail as possible. I think with my one character that I made, which I unfortunately didn't get to play, I wrote like pages of like a backstory just in like a short story form. Like I want this character to have an actual story going. So I love that too.
I always love your pages of backstory for your characters. It's wonderful.
I'm always like, oh gosh, I know this is a novel, but like, read what you want. Here's a little bit of this, and oh, here's some more of this, and but yeah. So again, not too long with the role play, but very, very much enjoy it, and looking forward to many more years of it, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. I got into D&D to get myself out of my shell a little bit more, and because I had already been at a certain point I'd been watching actual plays, like I'd been watching Critical Role and all them for like years, and it was like I should probably do this game and not just watch other people do it. And I had the same and it renewed, like you're talking about creative writing, like it renewed my interest in creative writing. I had done it a lot when I was a kid, and then I took a really horrible workshop in college where everybody just ripped each other apart, and I was like, never again. So
no. Well, that's like with the bard that I'm currently playing with you, and being able to make up songs or whatever. I do have a song, but I haven't sung it yet. Which I've actually I've performed at a couple open mic nights and gotten some good compliments. So there's that. But yeah, it allows me to use that creative energy when maybe I'm not using it elsewhere or whatever. So I think it's a good outlet for that as well, for sure.
Wonderful. And last but not least, Amy, what's your experience?
Yeah, I tried out D&D like once in high school and once in college, and then I started playing regularly maybe like 5 or so years ago. And so the group that I usually play with in real life, we meet like so sporadically, so it'll be like months and we'll have a session, and like this is something that we've been playing for maybe like 3 to 4 years and we're level 8. So
Yeah.
that was, how I found M and all the people online that I now play with, because I just wanted to play somewhat more regularly. But I love it. I'm a writer, and like that's what I studied in school, and I did like theater and improv in high school, and so it's just really fun to like get back into like it's kind of a performance and also writing at the same time, and it's just like getting together with a group of people to tell a story, and it's just fun. I just love storytelling.
I love that. Yes, it is. It is so nice because I was not the type. My like background is that I was too like anxious and insecure as a person to do all the creative things that I wish I had done. I wish I had like taken singing classes and dancing and theater. Writing, I felt somewhat confident in until that class in college. But yeah, I think that's why I love D&D so much, is that it's like, I can do all these things in a very safe environment with people that are my friends and are not going to make fun of me for
I think
slipping.
that's another important thing is the group that we, have and play with a lot of times is just very supportive, and like, we're always about just have fun. Like, try an accent if you want. Doesn't work, that's okay. Try something else, and just having that kind of vibe in general, I feel like is it's a D&D thing. Like I feel that way about a lot of, the community,
Yeah, I'm always amazed by everyone's art skills because I do not have an arts background at all. I have science and law, very, very different. And like it's always amazing, like all the art that comes out and like the performances, like and the accents and everything. Like I always find it like a little bit humbling and so much fun.
I love that we have artists in our group that can just like we don't even need to like commission pieces. It's just like artists are just like, I must draw this.
Oh my god, you guys are so I can draw stick people, and that's like it.
I feel like it goes along with like the safe space aspect of it to like experiment creatively of just like I'm gonna do some nonsense over here, because I have when it comes to creative projects, I have the biggest I'm not a professional complex, you know what I mean, where I'm like I dabble, so making fan art for myself and my party members is about my skill and comfort level.
It's hard. I have sold paintings. Like I have sold paintings, and it's still hard to be like, I'm an artist.
Yeah. But you guys are both so good. Like your picture from last one, Danielle. Oh my god.
Oh yes. Yes, we will. My plan is to at some point do like a little gallery with all our stuff, because there's some amazing things, and I would love to show during and beyond the dream after show to show off the great art.
Let's hope I finish mine by then, because I'm a procrastinator.
We can do in progress whatever we like. Wonderful. It was reminding me, we were talking about accents and stuff. It's like I was so proud of that pirate accent, and then I just lost it.
It was really good.
It was so good.
No, it was great.
So good.
Every time we came back to him, he had a different voice.
I didn't notice.
You could just pretend it's a different crew member every time. So you got a whole array of accents.
See, the great thing about accents in D&D is nothing in the world is actually real according to our world, so you don't have to have an authentic accent to any specific place. It can just be an accent, and it makes sense because it's D&D.
That's very true.
Yes,
Yeah,
if we were
no.
doing like real acting, or it was like I was supposed to be from a place, I would feel horrible. I would just feel like I'm like butchering things. But you know, like I said, fantasy Southern is very different from regular Southern. They're completely different worlds.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I
Ain't that
loved
the
all of your
truth?
guys' voices. It was so good.
Yeah,
Then we'll open up into just a little roundtable of like, what'd you guys think? What did you like? What would you like to see more of?
I mean, I loved all of it. For me personally, I kind of got more of a feel of how I want my character to be and like the way she thinks and like I sometimes have a hard time with is this something I, Jen, want to do, or is this something my character wants to do?
Mhm.
And so feeling that out a bit as well. But I really loved everyone's characters, and I feel like it's going to be a really fun dynamic, and especially the little like bonds and relationships that are going on, to have that kind of come to light too. And I'm
You
just very
and
excited.
Amy are doing an outstanding job. It's amazing.
I feel like such an asshole every time I do anything.
No. It's perfect.
Like
It's
it hurts
perfect.
me inside to like be so like distant and I mean, not like uncaring, but like I just feel so mean.
No, you're doing great.
Yes.
Yeah.
You played so well too, of just being like oblivious. It's not cruelty, you know, it's just like not, you know, being
She's just
fully
very
aware.
focused
Yeah,
on
you're
what
just
she
very
wants to
passionate
know.
about
Yeah.
got your stuff to work on.
And I really liked the visual puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
for everyone who is watching this, we did like a test run of this, and we had a puzzle, and we were like, I'd like a visual puzzle, because my brain specifically, I don't see images in my head, so I cannot picture anything. So the puzzle was perfect. It really helped, and I
Very
loved the
nice.
statues you made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
was
those were gorgeous.
very impressed we managed to do the puzzle with like minimal drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
the
had
key.
no idea.
Like the because usually we'd just be like, okay, I guess we just have to destroy the statues.
Yes.
That would be so
Yeah,
fun.
let's set them all on fire. I'm glad that we did have some voices of reason. Because if there hadn't been an intervention, I think that I would have had Briar just start launching
like
some
just
fireballs.
go with that. Yeah.
I mean, I think Briar might be my favorite character. So chaotic.
I love playing Chaos Gremlins.
And you do it so well.
You do it very well.
Just like a sprinkle of nonsense. Oh god. I also just like I love like the not lying, but like the goofy misrepresentation of like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna get water or like whatever. Like, no, I'm gonna imagine a lizard and then tell everybody I'm only capable of creating lizards. Like
As soon as you guys were like, I'm gonna conjure the meaning of life.
Oh no.
I was like, poor Em has to figure out what the meaning of life is.
Yes.
on the spot.
The perils
Okay,
of
I was
being
gonna
Em.
be like, okay, next is a door. Let's try and do a door.
There you go.
Try and leave.
I loved it. It was amazing.
You could have just pulled the question mark move where the clouds form a question mark. It's like, we're not sure either.
Yes.
Yeah.
A mirror is summoned. It's all deep and philosophical.
Yeah.
Somebody, at least one person has a crisis over it.
Yes, I would love that. Awesome. And yeah, we'll end our little after show with going around, and you guys can do this in any order you like. But which adventure are you guys most excited for out of the three?
The Masquerade.
Yeah, I
don't know why.
I think that because we went through a lot actually in this first episode, it wasn't just a memory one. We'll do one more of the tomb, and then we'll actually still have two masquerades. So both Amy and Becca can make it for one of those sessions.
You just have to kill us off by the end.
Perfect.
We just went to bed really late that night, and we didn't show up in the dream until later.
Yeah.
You
Both
suddenly
of
get
you
woken
was
up.
in my eyes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm actually really excited for this one, the Tomb, because I really like the concept of like Lara Croft, like Tomb Raider, adventuring, and like research type stuff, and that's like partially what inspired this character, is like an archaeologist who's just like looking at stuff. And so I'm like very excited to like get into the tomb and like figure stuff out and play with that. I just think it's a lot of fun.
I love that. Yes, I have based a lot of this off of those type like Lara Croft, and also a lot off the Mummy. This puzzle was based off the Fifth Element. I don't know if you've seen it, but at the end there is an elements puzzle, just as this.
You know, I'm excited about the pirate ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I
I'm
think
ready.
that the role play for the pirate adventure is going to be so fun, considering this party is like half pirates. Like, it's going to be magnificent.
Oh, it's
I
gonna be a
envision
lot of fun.
mass chaos.
I've gone back and forth, and I still might change the order. I don't know. I can't figure out whether our finale should be the Masquerade or the Pirate Adventure. I can see both being very good.
I mean, Pirate Adventure is kind of like, it fits the theme.
Yes, it's
Oh,
kind of like
yeah.
bringing you back to
Yeah.
your place.
Full circle. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say, but poorly.
No,
I think
what
that'll
do
be
you-
fun.
We got
and I
there,
think-
we got
I just
there.
think the mask is gonna be like just chaos.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that
I
one's just
also-
gonna be insane chaos.
I also will be trying to wear a mask with my headphones, so we'll see how that goes.
Amazing.
Oh
We
my
should
gosh.
all
Oh, that's
go
such a
make
great
some-
idea. We should get
I
masks.
have a mask that I can wear. That's great.
I used to be really obsessed with Masquerade, so this is why I'm excited for all of these adventures for different reasons. I used to be obsessed with the idea of Masquerade, so I have like several on hand, literally by my bed right now.
I have a mask that I absolutely love, but I have to wear glasses. I hate contacts, and so
Oh
I
my
just
god, I'm gonna
never
have
get to
so
wear
many things
masks.
on my face.
You can always put it just on your head.
Yes, I do
True.
I have a crown that I use for our Witchlight game because my fairy was voted
Our queen.
monarch. Yes.
They could also, instead of a mask, you know, that slips over your head, they always have the ones with like little sticks, and you just
Oh,
hold it in
yes.
front of.
That could be
Oh,
You don't have to hold it the whole time,
true.
but it would avoid the glasses situation. Because I don't have contacts; I just have my glasses, so I'm gonna need a stick.
Well, you're gonna need like 8 for all the different NPCs.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, just mask here, mask there.
And you just had to print out the Hero Forge picture and cut eye holes in a mouth hole.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that would be crazy, especially for what I'm planning.
Oh my gosh.
That would be very strange to do, but we'll see.
See, my question is, can you get turned into a vampire if it's a dream?
We can
Oh,
test
sure.
that.
Yeah, we.
Honestly, the way things are already going, we probably will.
Yes. No,
Well,
I'm
do you
so
think like, yeah. I was
Oh, go
gonna say, every place now we're gonna have Briar try and make a thing.
Oh, good, yes.
Make a lizard
Yeah.
in every place.
Oh, that's what I was like.
Bring Spike back wherever we go.
Bring Spike to the masquerade, and he has a little mask too.
Wonderful.
Yes.
It is a heist at the Masquerade, so I love the
Oh.
idea of you bringing in a 20-foot lizard. That would be
Totally
wonderful.
Yes.
We
inconspicuous.
can make him pocket sized. That's
It's a distraction.
Oh,
True.
it's a
When I
heist.
summon him again, he's little.
yeah.
He's the one that like does the heist. He like does the little
Yes.
legs on the wall, going past the lasers bit.
Honestly, though, like Spike would be like a tier 1 distraction. Just like having this masquerade crashed by a giant lizard. That would go over well.
Yes, I am very excited. I've got there are a lot of options with that adventure. It is like half heist, half masquerade. So but you'll have the opportunity to dress up and go to a masquerade, or if you would like to be sneaky and do the classic heist of pretending to be a servant or other things.
I gotta think
You're
about
all
what I want my
welcome.
character to wear for that.
Yes.
Yeah, either way, we'll
Yes.
be wearing costumes.
Everybody plan your outfits.
Yes.
I can use my stealth
Important.
cloak.
Heck yes.
Mhm. I do love that we got 2 rogues. I think that will definitely make the heist very cool. Wonderful. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about? Anything that you'd like to offer up before we end tonight?
I just want to say that when me and Jen were doing our memory, I saw a little notification from the chat pop up that said R.I.P. Wilsa, and I almost just started laughing.
I kept trying to come up with a hard joke for you. I'm like, there's a hard petrification joke here, and I can't get there.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good. Your guys' chat, the private chat was very, very encouraging and lovely. I loved it.
Yes, it was very cute. Yeah.
You were
Wonderful.
great, Em.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah,
You guys,
you were
so great.
fantastic.
you guys were amazing. It was so fun. I love it when I can just sit back and watch people role play together, and you guys created such good dynamics. I love it.
Did you like calm down once we got started, or were you just hiding your nerves really well? Because you were like fantastic, Em. Like genuinely, you did so good.
One of the best things about my anxiety is I have a great face. I have to warn therapists when I first meet them. I'm like, hey, I will never look messed up. I'll never look upset. So you gotta... But it did calm down. I felt like we were back in our normal game space, just playing for fun with a little extra like management of trying to figure out StreamYard and Roll20. But that was wonderful. Oh my god, thank you guys so much. It was wonderful. I loved it. We will see everybody in 2 weeks' time. We will have our next session, episode 2, where we will continue our voyage into the tomb. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.